Oh, yes. Good morning. Lovely to see you. We're going with this. I've entitled this video Freedom. What is it? What is freedom? We're going to be talking about some of the stuff that we've done this morning as well with regards to getting remedy and being recognised as the gorgeous men and women that we are. Good morning to everybody. Lovely to see you to tune in. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. Today is just coming up to the top of the hour for 10 o'clock. I've got stuff to do, but I thought I'd pop in here and see you. As you can see, the draconians are really coming in strong now with these. Oh, we're going to compulsorily vaccinate care workers are going to be forcibly medicated. My God. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when anybody in anything called a government can force you to do anything, you've really got to sit down and take a good hard look of what the hell is going on. Surely to God you have to and evaluate how comes whence I got into this situation of slavery. Now, we all know slavery is abhorrent. We all know that we've got certain people that found themselves on the forefront of slavery, but the slaves of old could see the chains, they could see the bondage. We can't. That's the difference. We can't see these invisible chains. You know, you've got a mortgage, you've got to pay your council tax, you've got to take your kids to school, and if you don't do this, social services, you can't see the chains, but the chains are firmly there. Firmly there, let me tell you. And who are these people in government? Well, they don't land from the planet Zog. They're men and women, ladies and gentlemen. That's all they are. My friend said to me years ago, Raj, he actually stood next to me when I was at the Royal Courts of Justice years ago. He's a Sikh man, and he stepped forward and he stood by the side of me, and I would never ever forget him, and I'll never forget his face either. He was battling to get his wife into England. She got excommunicated by the British government. The British establishment, for me, are the evil wrongdoers. They're wrongdoers, and it's purely, solely, all the misery and pain is via the British establishment. Trust me. Just sent you a message, giving you John happy days. I'll give John Wedger a ring later. The book actually that he's got is the next video that I do on here. We're going to be going through the book that John Wedger's just sent me. Morning, Sonia. How are you, darling? Pray thee is in good spirit. God bless you. Owen Lloyd Martin. How are you, brother? How is John? He's been quiet. John's probably just chilling out, enjoying his. Yeah. So we're going to give you some few truths. I'll give you a few. You know, fear. Let's talk about fear. Is immersed in fear, whether it be mask wearing, whether it be having the V in your arm and having all the formaldehydes and all the other chemicals that you don't know and materials that you don't know where they've come from in going into your temple, your alignment. And I speak like this because I know how valuable your temple is. And don't get me wrong, the temple does get bent up out of shape now and again, and we've always gone and relied on the doctors to sort us out. I mean, Lord knows years ago, if you went to the doctor and you had, I don't know, a sore on your leg, syphilis on the end of your willy, they used to prescribe a course of leeches. Blackadder is famously known for having problems with his codpiece. And the doctor says, some new medical assistance has just come along, and it includes leeches. And it's fantastic. Yeah, leeches. I used to use leeches all the time to pull out infections and stuff. So it's always been a bit hit and miss, and they still use leeches today, ladies and gentlemen. They still use leeches today. So the truth is this: we've always placed our faith in these people because we don't know. Whenever we go and place our faith into somebody that knows greater than thou, it's because we're unsure and we're trusting them because they know greater than thou. And that's the same with government, etc. Everything we do is a faith-based belief system, in that we're too thick, but they know greater, and we shall bow to their infinite wisdom and guidance and spiritual grace, and they possess none of it. That's the magic around it all. I mean, Boris Johnson, I've got no words for Boris, really, or any of them. If you threw them all out of number 10 and put them on the streets and said, righto, urchins, get out there, carve a living. I don't know, you want to go cleaning the toilets first, just down the end of the road there near Parliament. Hopefully a few people will grace your hands with some coffers. They wouldn't have a clue. They'd cry like babies. They wouldn't be able to survive in the real world. They wouldn't be able to go into a forest and use SAS survival tactics and find food and build a shelter. They'd be screaming like babies. Why? Because everybody wipes their backsides. And Boris and all that, they don't use their own initiatives. They're all told and scripted what to do and what to say, ladies and gentlemen. Generally, they get the ethos of a subject. What we're going to be talking about today, then, Boris? We're going to be talking about economics, and so someone will prime him and give him all the stuff. Did me boiler, Dave? Go on, Trev. Did you sort the problem out that you did? Now, this could be a very interesting conversation that we're just about to have with Trevor Good, and I'm going to wait for his comments to pop up on the screen. Rural peaceful community waiting right here, mate. I'll tell you what, right? If I was to have the jab and still not be able to fly, I think I'd get there. Be funny, Aaron, you get me turned up on your doorstep one morning. I'll be like, oh, yeah, son, come on, let's have it. We'll get out there and have a gig, man. I tell you, we'd have a laugh. We would have a laugh. And I like a bath once a day, Squire. I really do. So fire up the log burner. I'm on my way. Trev, I'm loving the fact that I do believe you might have sorted out your own problem. That's what I'm talking about. We're coming into a time period now where doors open. Oh, mate, God bless you for that, man. I'm so preciously gifted to have gorgeous souls around me. It is just leave us the fuck alone. Oh, that's so funny. My new saying: leave us the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. That's all. They all get it now. The councils, no, leave me the fuck alone. Doctor surgery, we're ringing up because we want you to come in and have a blood test. No, leave me the fuck alone. Thank you. Yeah, I'll ring you if I need you. Bump, bump. Perfect. I'm loving that profile name. Oh my God, that is so funny. Oh, Jesus. See, this is what we start. You see, this is what we start. Yeah, it was a condensate. I did say it was a condensate block, didn't I? I did say you probably got a block condensate. Check yourself out. Oh, Trev, mate, I'm made up for you. That little bottle trap on the inside of the boiler gets all clogged up, doesn't it? Yeah, mate. I don't overly do too many boilers now. I do more bathrooms and bits of bobs to grace myself with my labours. And I'm very lucky. People do enjoy my company, enjoy the skills that I possess. So, look, listen, I'm going to give you, for instance, right, what is God's kingdom and what is legal. So, like, let's say, for instance, we're 19 years of age, right, and the missus has just started to get into ovulation and her sexual chemistry is starting to get a bit wacky. And she thinks, cool, I'll look at him, I'll have a bit of that. Yeah, he looks like he's a good father, going to sire me some good chicks. So they get going and they get married. They go and see the vicar and they stand before the altar. And the vicar says, do you swear to Almighty God that you take this man to be your lawful wedded husband till death do you part? And you go, yeah, I do. And then, bosh, the marriage is complete, the consummation is complete, and everyone's happy, your family are all getting rat-assed, you're all having a lovely time. But then you've had your kids, and 5 years down the line, he's growing a little bit of a dodgy goatee beard, and you look at him, you think, you know what, I think I fucked up here. Oh, yeah, I do. I don't love him no more because we don't work hard at anything anymore. I mean, I'm lucky. My second time around, I've been with my missus coming up close to 20 years. She still loves me. Well, she tells me she loves me. I'm not too sure. I think she does. Yeah, no, she does. And we get divorced. You know, you have 5 years of a marriage. He's got a small dinkle, so you think, oh, no, there's bigger and better out there. I'm going to go and find someone with So you get divorced. So you go through the legal system and you get a divorce and you get a piece of paper, right? And you say, right, I'm divorced. Guess what? You're not, because you've sworn before Almighty God that you take that man till death do you part. So in the eyes of the big man upstairs who doesn't deal in paper, worship me with your lips, yeah, and your hearts. So God don't deal in paper, but you've sworn before Almighty God that you're married, and guess what? You might have a divorce paper legally, but in the eyes of God, you're still married. See where we're going with this? So that's one thing, and we've all got this fear-based situation right now. As I've got to have this done because I'm worried about giving people saying that. Oh, I've got to have it because I've got CPSD or transgenderism, and I've got to have this jab because, I mean, Lord knows how all the people that just have had the jab now and thought they was going on their summer holidays this year. Lord knows how that lot must be feeling. The Zorro mask wearers, bless them. But obviously they're not going to be going on holiday this year. They've been sold a dummy, and that's what government does. And let me tell you, everything they take away from you, they never give it back. No. If you kicked your football over Downing Street and Boris got hold of it, he ain't throwing it back. He's keeping it. Because they never give back what they've stolen. And they can't take your God-given rights away. The only thing they can take away is applied to the person, the piece of paper that they make and they made. But it's not us. So in the eyes of God, when you get married and you swear to Almighty God that you take that, then that's it. You're done forever because you swore to Almighty God and He holds you accountable for your stuff. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. I love it. So I do, yeah. You want to come and have your jab? No, leave me the fuck alone. Ta-ta. Very quick. You all got your right to privacy, ladies and gentlemen. We've all come into this system, this public system that says, we're all in it together. David Cameron, we're all in it together. But ladies and gentlemen, we are not all in it together. Because if we was all in it together, they would be treated the same way as we are, and they're not. They've become an elevated group of people, and now they roll on us with all their dogma as if it is feudalism. We've gone back to feudalistic time. I'm your king. No, you're not. I don't have a king. Yes, you do. I am your king. No, you're not my king. And this is how we roll. Personally, I think the Queen's bugged on out. I think the Queen, Buckingham Palace, is all boarded up. They say, no, we're doing renovation works for it over the next 10 years. No, I'm not too sure that's the case. The last time this lady, Elizabeth, acting in the capacity of Queen Elizabeth II, sat in Parliament, she didn't have none of her orb and sceptres and her crowns on. No, she just had a suit on, and so did the Duke. Bearing in mind, the Duke's just come out of hospital after spending a couple of months in there. And I don't know how that man's walking. I do believe he's very close to 100 years old. Obviously, got some adrenochrome and obviously spiced him up a bit and it gave him a bit of Old Spice. Ray Edmonds, well, thank you. How about you? We're having a little private conversation in here this morning. Lovely. Sonia Ballard Scott says AstraZeneca. Yeah. Plumber said £2,200 for a new boiler. You guess what I said? Well, listen, Trev, by you doing it yourself, you save you go again, and then if you do that once a year, you'll find that boiler will last a lot. I tried to figure it was the other month. One of my lady friends on here, she got a circuit board for her own boiler. She isolated all the power, she swapped it all over. It's now working. Yeah, Bob's your uncle. DIY, love it. Listen, that's how I've done well because I'm good with my hands and good with my brain. I can figure a lot of things out, and I don't need to call on too many people to come and sort my issues out. Because why? God gave me good skills, and I'm very lucky like that. Want to know anything? I have a price. Hello, Kerry. Are you still doing your roundup on your quiz and giving away your free money with the birth certificate? And that was very clever, by the way. I see what you did there. You was giggling in the background. I knew you was laughing. So, yeah, guys, fear and fear. What is fear? Well, if I don't take it, Dave, I'm going to die. Well, yeah, there is that. But you're going to die sometime anyway. So why worry? I've never, ever, ever overly worried about death because I've got this ability inside me to realise that my soul is driving this vehicle, and I come into this world to have a good time and to have a good gig and to laugh and to smile and to be free. And once my experience of this world is over, my mortal coil will lay wherever it rests, and I will move on. My soul will move on. So worrying about death and having all these jabs, you could have 1,000 jabs, but it's not going to stop an inevitability, because at some point you will pass back to the realms of the Almighty. Ipsos mori on all the NHS letters, they was using that word on the radio on Monday as well. Ipsos mori poll study, and in Latin, ladies and gentlemen, as you will know, Ipsos mori means that they die, and AstraZeneca means they kill stars. We are the stars, ladies and gentlemen. In the book of Revelation, it says that Satan will rise above the stars, and we do believe that that is a scene of biblical proportions of Satan being up in the heavens above the stars, but it's not the case. The case is that you are the stars. You are very much a living, breathing star, yeah. So when he says he's going to rise above God's stars, it's the people, it's this realm that we live in, right? As Aurora Storm, lovely to see you, Dale. The question should be, what is it to live? Absolutely. It means being able to hug and kiss each other and be together. Absolutely. This lockdown is anti-love. Oh, yeah, it's anti many things, isn't it? But like I say, you know, and what gets me, you've got on the telly at the minute, right? You've got all these go-to Jet2 holidays. Oh, you know, book your holiday today, save yourself a fortune. And I got an email from one of them yesterday saying, oh, you know, book your summer holiday to 2021. So I replied to him, are you trying to set me up, motherfucker? No one's going on holiday. What are you playing at? Who's flying? Do we know who's flying? So anyway, I'll put on the email. Leave me the fuck alone. Job's done. Just a heads up. Trevor Goodday with your DD. As 2 weeks strike from English Patriot. 70 can only be found on Foxhole. Oh my God. Bless his heart. Graham is surely to God, a modern day, Thomas More, maybe. A modern day Thomas More, because he's an immovable force. He won't move from his conviction, nor will I. Sir Thomas More. I'm a modern day Sir Thomas More. Sir Thomas More was executed because he wouldn't fall from God's favour, and he wouldn't move from his position. And no matter what was coming his way, no matter the treatment that was going to be bestowed upon him, he wouldn't move. And that's what infuriated Henry VIII so badly, because he couldn't work out why does his own vanity and his own faith and belief system come before a king? Well, you can't serve two masters, clearly. And if it was a case of myself personally, having to bow to these people that call themselves government, which is laughable, and have to do something that they told me I had to do, or to die, I'd choose death. I won't move. I won't move from my convictions. I will not move. I'm sorry. I don't care who they are. I don't care who they profess to be. They're not greater than thou. They are not greater than me. We are all indeed equal. Every single one of us, black, white, Chinese, Hindu, Pakistani, we're all same. We're all the same. We're all the same. None of us have a right to boss over anybody. And that's the world I want to see. I want to see a world of greatness, illumination. I want to see a world of fairness, integrity, diligence, decency, uprightness, valor, honesty, as best we can. And who wouldn't want to see that? So we're moving into a time period where these things are all being revealed to us. They're all being revealed. The truth is being unleashed. And as the sun rays are popping in here today, and the consciousness level in 2021 is growing rampantly, and it's growing rampantly, and that's why you're seeing all of these things like the Bristol thing appearing with the police and their skullduggery. We've just had a policeman sacked and booted out for headbutting someone. They've moved into new areas now. Yeah, not just cuffing, but they like to get, see you do it, see you. They're moved into headbutting. Next thing, they'll be studying the Karate Kid, no doubt, and be offering them sort of services as well. Maybe a bowl of chicken chow mein as they're doing it. You don't know. You don't know what their next specialised subjects are. But we're just in a copper excommunicated for headbutting someone. We're seeing Crime Bodge, the fantastic channel on YouTube called Crime Bodge. He's doing some fantastic stuff, ladies and gentlemen. He is really putting the fire in the flame. He's doing some really, really good stuff. Respect for each other. Absolutely. Respect for self, respect for others, because we are all one, ladies and gentlemen. We're not separated. We seem to feel, I'm going, yeah, we're also, no, we're not separated. We're all one. And if we don't stand for each other now and do decent, right things for each other, who's going to protect you when they come for you? Who's going to protect you when they come for you? We've got more police in the armed forces. The police now are they're the occupiers. They've occupied England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and they enforced their will on us. It's no longer they work for us. We work for them. We absolutely work for them. And what is it that they're doing? They're only administrating a trust. They're only administrating dead men's bones because they, in their crazy minds, do believe that we are all dead, lost beyond the sea. Now, you've got to be a fucking idiot to have even come up with that plan and to even conceive that we're all dead, lost beyond the sea. What sort of a world and a country you're living in when the system looks at you and says, I see nothing before me. I don't see a man before me. I see a government-created corporation. Well, that's slavery. And to all these judges and lawyers and people that are involved in this dead, lost beyond the sea, you are dead, lost fucking at sea yourselves. You are dead men's bones, and we are warned. Beware the scribes and Pharisees. We're really warned. The Bible gives us clear warning of these people, that they're deceitful and that they are dead men's bones, that there's no life in these people. They don't look at you as that perfect God-given creation. I'm sick of it. And we are going to stop it. We are going to bring our courts back to the rule of law with men and women. We need to get back to a country that deals with men and women and souls, and that the judges recognise our souls. How's the solar going, Dave? Not too bad, Trev. I had a good day of it yesterday, and I'm just waiting for a couple of inverters to come. I don't know where they are. I've just put a complaint in saying, where the bloody hell are these things? Fiona Pullen, how you doing? Just prepping food. Just seen a guy been sectioned under mental health. Put a link in. Oh God. Oh, that's the other thing. If the system don't like what you say, they send someone round. Oh yeah, we've got to question your way of thinking. Oh yeah. Oh really? Wasn't that what the Germans did? Yeah, didn't they do that in Austria when they occupied Austria? Yeah, we've got to check your way of thinking. You're not singing from the government hymn sheet. You're not singing from the post-extent mentality. Or we're going to have to section you. We're going to have to fill you full of drugs. Why? Have you harmed anyone? No. You got any intention to harm anyone? No, none at all. Only to free the people and to bring back liberty and prosperity. Oh yeah, no, we've got to section you. Mate, it is crazy. Looney Tunes. Oh, we've got to check your way of thinking. No, you don't. You're Nazis. Behave yourself. Stop doing this to one another. You've got to stop this. Ladies and gentlemen, you're really in troubled times, and I really, really, really do hope that you'll wake up, because we're descending into a real wicked place, and we've been wicked for a long, long, long time. And people, like my friend the other day, come out of a fuel station, won't wear a mask. This guy's going to him, you're a total disgrace, mate. And my mate's going, have you got the ability to educate yourself? What are you talking to me like that for? He said, look, mate, I suggest you stop. Otherwise, we're going to take it to the next level. We are going to fall out. And my mate's a lump, And I'm thinking, oh, here we go. The amount of people that are getting abused by people that if government turned around and said tomorrow that you had to walk around with a budgerigard on your shoulder, with a thingy over your eye and a peg leg, everyone would be going out round the shops and buying them because Boris has told you to do it. It's a bit like Dick Whittington, you know, the Pied Piper of Hamelin, when he went out and piped all the rats, and all the rats loved the melody, and then he was whistling all down the road, laughing and joking. They was all following him, and as he carried on whistling, they carried on going straight into the Thames, and they all end up killing themselves. That's where we are as humanity. People don't think with their own free will anymore. What's my intention? My intention is to bring back a world of decency and purity and nice stuff and lightness, and to end the wickedness and the lasciviousness, and to get rid of all that, because it needs to happen. And if someone wants to come and section somebody because that's what they want, but it scares these people in the system that they got to silence them, so be it. Section them. Give them jabs. Put them out of misery. Because you won't bend these people. You're never, ever going to stop them from thinking and feeling the way they feel, because they've been red-pilled. They've had the red pill. I had the red pill a long time ago. I've had the red pill all my life, in fairness. I just never quite see it as in its full beauty and majesty, as I have done the last 10, 15 years. Before that, I was always a free thinker, always a free walker, wanted to go and do my own stuff, out there having a laugh and a joke, never hurting anybody. Melanie Shaw, victim of the system. Well, I spoke to Melanie Shaw the day that she was getting arrested, and they were coming round her house. I don't know how long Melanie's been in prison now, but it's a long time. And she's on the phone to me, and Brian Gerrish was stood outside, and she's going, "What do I do?" I said, "There's not a lot you can do. If they're going to come for you, they're coming for you, because they're mercenaries. They're mercenary wrenches. They're the king's men, the queen's men. You know, it's a bit like King John's times, because no one had the balls to stand up to these tyrannous rats until, obviously, his tyranny was so blatant that people had no choice but to stand up. People only stood up against King John when they pretty much had been smashed to smithereens. It didn't listen when King John went on his campaign of "I am the king and you will do what the king says, and I'm going to rape and pillage you all." When it all first started, no one ever really batted an eyelid, because they'd all go around their neighbour's house for this, that, the other, or move in and do whatever. It was only when that, you know, it was really coming on strong that they decided to take things and sort things out. It wasn't at the beginning, and it's the same with this government. You know, they want to tickle your belly. A lot of people have had their bellies tickled, but the more homes they take, the more kids they take, the more cars and property they steal off people without right and proper due process of law, there's going to come a time and a point where people and men and women have got no choice but to go, it's coming on a bit, isn't it? As in the time period that we're living now. Oh, you can't go out, you can't do this, all the golf courses are shut, people ain't getting operations. They've shut all the Nightingale hospitals. All the Nightingale hospitals are shut. Never were busy. 20 people in a Nightingale hospital. And like I've said before, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at these things rationally, you wouldn't need a TV and a media and radio outlets to tell you of a pandemic. If it truthfully was happening, I'm not suggesting people ain't dying, they are. But people die all the time. I'm not going to over-centralise people dying, because people, thousands and thousands of millions of people worldwide die every single day. Death is upon us. But you wouldn't need any of these media moguls telling you that this thing was happening, because you would know it was happening, because your friends, your neighbours, your relatives would all be dropping like flies. You wouldn't need anyone on the radio go, "Oh, it's tasty today." You wouldn't need a Jeremy Vine telling you what's going on. You wouldn't, because it'd be so in your faces. Bring out your dead. Throw out your dead. Come on. You just say, "Oh, no, it's different now today, Dave. It's 2021. Listen, there's nothing new under the sun. The only difference between back then and bodies being taken out on horse and carts now, they go away in vans. And guys with all white suits on look like they're out of some Ku Klux Klan operation, right? Because they're too scared of getting any disease and viruses on them. Oh, we're too scared. We're too scared. Don't live in fear, peeps. I know I'm a piss taker, but the fear is killing you. The fear element of all this is the thing that's going to drop your. I've not give 1 iota since this has started, whether I catch something or not. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care if I caught something and it consumed me and it ended me. I couldn't care. It would not bother me at all. At any time. No way. I'm not going to get bothered by it. Oh, look what I've got here. Look, I've got Donald Trump. I love Trumpy. All done to put fear in you. And fear brings down your immune system. I couldn't care less, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I'm 54, so I'm not worried about whether I'm here or I'm not. You know, if I ended tomorrow, my body would go, hallelujah. I'm out of that snake pit, because England has become a snake pit. We've now got our public sector workers, right, that treat us, and they're in a snake pit. The police force is a snake pit. I've got mates in the police that can tell me what a snake pit it is, and how they all turn on one another, and how they're all fighting and battling for positions and egos and who's got the biggest dick. Man, I've never ever really understood it. Have you had the jab, Dave? Oh yes, Trev. Of course I have not. No, I don't need that stuff. I'll take a chance on nature. I'll take a chance on good food, watching what goes into my temple, and good minerals and vitamins. Hopefully will build and strengthen my immunity, and with my working out, my training, my cycling, my boxing, it's keeping me very fit, ladies and gentlemen. Cobra meetings in your face. Cobra meetings. Yeah, there you go. Snake pit. Snake pit. It is Gary Peters. God bless you, mate, for tuning in. It's a snake pit. It is an absolute snake pit. Jesus Jones, how you going, gorgeous? Lovely to see you. Sorry to hear about Daddy Dragons keep getting his channels taken down. I might lend him this channel for a bit. How's about that? No obnoxious poisoning for me, thanks. They have told my missus at work to have Dave at work. She don't have to have it. And all she's got to say, you discriminate against me, because I'll take it to a discrimination tribunal and it's going to cost you thousands. You can't be forced to do anything. You can't be forced to take a driving test. You can't be forced to have a mortgage. You can't be forced to do anything. You can't be forced to go to school. Because if you live in a country where people force you to do stuff, guess what, suckers? You're not free. And freedom to me is more than a 7-letter word. It's more important to me than anything. Freedom, liberty, freedom of expression, freedom of choice, freedom to say and do what I want. That's my liberty. Means more to me than anything. More than gold and silver and the like. It is so a beautiful feeling when you're free. And we're working really big time towards helping free you all. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, government only own a piece of paper. They only own a legal title. And they're only operating on a legal title. When you step away from that and say, no, sucker, I don't want none of that shit. That's your evil, wicked ways. Nothing to do with me. I'm God's creation, man. I am the living, breathing essence, the spirit, the divinity. Then they don't like that, because they know that they can never beat. They can't harm the divine. They can't harm. They can sit here all day. MFI, Toys R Us, MI6 can all sit here and watch me all day. They can't touch me. They can't touch me. And why would they want to? Because I'm not doing anything nasty. I'm just trying to tell you all who you are, where you come from, and what you're not. And you're certainly not a government title. You're certainly not born into bondage. You're certainly not a slave, are you? Although we do live on a plantation. But I know that this year, something massive is going to happen this year. And I don't think it's far away. I genuinely believe in all my heart that the Spirit and God's power is coming into you lot so hard and so fast now, that you're feeling different, you're feeling that vibration, you're feeling that spirit. And I guarantee you that this year you will have the spirit back into these big buildings, these people that emanate the spirit. They're going to have no choice but to relent and come back to the spirit, and to stop idolatrizing the darkness. God always wins. The light always wins. The light can never lose, ladies and gentlemen. It's an immovable force. God's law is an immovable force. God is an immovable force. No one can challenge the power and authority of the Almighty. Nobody. And that's just a fact. So, peeps, think about the things that we're saying. Jamie Oliver, lovely to see you. The next time I come on, I will be bringing the book of John Wedger. I will give John a chat at some point. What profile did you send it to? Can you let me know what profile you sent me John's number? I will ring him. He's a good lad, John Wedger. He's a retired detective inspector that worked for Vice Squad in the Metropolitan Police, and he was out rescuing and saving children. And I can tell he's a good soul. But he started to do his job too well, and he started to uncover too many truths. And the Met commander, I think Sir Paul Condon at the time, whatever his name was, Sir Paul Condom, said to John, look, John, ease up, son. We're going to make sure you're all right. You're going to have your pensions. Your kids are going to private schools. Just keep your trap shut. And John went, no, I'm not having it. And he lost his job and lost everything. So, right, I've got to go. My mate's here. I'll see you all soon. Big love.